In a quiet village, under the hot sun, Mama Ada worked every day. She swept the compound, fetched water, and sold fruits by the roadside. Her hands were rough, but they were full of love. She had one child, Chinedu. Her husband had died when Chinedu was just a baby. Since then, Mama did everything alone. She never complained. When Chinedu asked, "Mama, why don't you rest?" she smiled and said, "I will rest when you become a great man." They lived in a small mud house. There was no electricity, no fan, no bed. But Mama always made sure Chinedu had food to eat and books to read. Each night, Mama sat under the moonlight, sewing clothes for people in the village. She saved every little money she earned. She kept the money in an old box under her bed. "Someday, I will send you to the city for school," she whispered, and every Sunday, Mama walked past a shop window where she saw a beautiful pair of black shoes. She looked at them, smiled, and walked away. Chinedu passed his exams with flying colors. He was the best in his school. Mama Ada was proud. The day he got his letter to study medicine in the city, Mama danced in the compound. "God has done it," she shouted, but there was a problem. The school fees were high. Mama didn't have enough money. That night, she opened the old box under her bed. She counted every note, every coin. She did not cry. She smiled and said, "This is what I've been saving for." She paid the fees, borrowed a little more, and sent Chinedu to the city. On the day he left, Mama gave him a small bag of food, a wrapper, and a blessing. "My son, remember who you are. Make me proud." As the bus drove away, Mama waved until the dust disappeared. From that day, Mama missed him dearly. She waited for his letters, his calls. At the market, she told everyone, "My son is in the city. He will become a doctor." She still walked past the shoe shop every Sunday. The shoes were still there, still waiting. She whispered, "I will wear them the day Chinedu graduates." Life in the city was fast. Chinedu was busy with lectures, hospital rounds, and exams. He studied day and night. At first, he called Mama every week. She smiled when she heard his voice, but slowly, the calls stopped. He became too busy. Then he got a job as a doctor. He moved into a fine apartment. He made new friends. Life was good. Mama kept waiting. She sat by the road every Sunday, watching the buses from the city. "Maybe he will visit today," she told herself, but he never came. The neighbors began to whisper, "Has Chinedu forgotten his mother? He has become a big man now." Mama never said a bad word about her son. She smiled and said, "He is busy. He will come." But at night, when no one was watching, she sat by the window and cried softly. One day, she fell ill. Her body became weak. The village nurse said, "Mama Ada, you need to go to the hospital." But Mama shook her head. "My son is a doctor. He will come." She still had the black shoes, still wrapped in a bag, under her bed, waiting. Mama Ada's condition grew worse. She could no longer walk to the market. She stayed in bed, too weak to move. The neighbors brought her food and water. They begged her to go to the hospital in town, but she refused. "I will wait for Chinedu," she said again and again. One kind woman, Auntie Nkechi, wrote a letter to Chinedu. She sent it through a driver who often went to the city. The letter was short. "Your mother is very sick. Please come home before it's too late." When Chinedu read it, something inside him broke. He stared at the words for a long time. Guilt filled his heart. He remembered Mama's hands, Mama's voice, Mama's prayers. That he left everything behind, his job, his friends, his new life, and rushed to the bus station. The journey back home was long and quiet. As the bus moved, he kept thinking, "What if I'm too late?" When he arrived in the village, it was evening. The sky was red. Children were playing by the road. He ran straight to the house, but the door was open. The compound was quiet. Entered the small house, his heart beating fast. Auntie Nkechi was sitting beside Mama's bed. She stood up when she saw him. "She waited for you," she said softly. She called your name. Chinedu dropped to his knees beside the bed. Mama? He whispered, but Mama Ada was gone. Her eyes were closed. Her face was peaceful, as if she was sleeping. In her hands was a folded letter. Auntie Nkechi gave it to him. My dear son, I knew you would come. Maybe I won't be here when you arrive. Don't cry, my child. I am proud of you. You made it. That is all I ever wanted. The shoes are under the bed. I bought them for your graduation. I never wore them, but I didn't need to. You were my joy. Love, Mama. Chinedu cried like a baby. He wept for all the days he didn't call, all the visits he didn't make, and all the love he had taken for granted. He reached under the bed and pulled out the shoes, still clean, still new at Mama's burial. He placed them gently by her grave. She never wore them, but they told her story, a story of love. A mother's love.